Hi, this is Micornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of Church Governance Solutions. I want to deal with a very important topic today that speaks about the common factors for successful ministry. I want to speak about common factors that makes a ministry to be successful. And these are the factors that we want to speak about and dwell on today. And I hope this will help you as somebody who is actually new in the ministry, or you've been for a while in the ministry, but you wonder why your ministry may not be successful. And I want to speak about this because that will help actually to revive ministries. It will help ministers or visionaries to start to re-look into their ministries or even review some things that they are doing in order to get the ministry going to success, so that you can actually start correcting some issues or errors that you need to work on that will actually improve the progress of the ministry. The first thing that I want to speak about today is that when you are running a ministry, you need to focus on the one who called you, who is God. You need to focus on the one who called you, who is God. And the reason why we speak about this is because there are many times when there are a lot of disturbances when you're running a ministry, a lot of distractions around, whereby people will actually even hold you at ransom. Sometimes your own members, sometimes people around you, or even fellow ministers that would actually hold you at ransom, or they would actually make you to focus on them instead of focusing on the one who called you. There are problems in the ministry and a lot of challenges. And I've spoken about this before, that pastors or visionaries should be highly honored for the fact that they're actually going through a lot, and many people don't know that they're going through a lot. Because ministry calling is not an easy task. You are called by God and you are led by God to run a ministry that you may sometimes not even know the direction where the ministry is going, but yet God has called you. And there are people that will actually come, some to come and actually just distract you, to some to just to come and disturb the progress of the ministry. Because of that, therefore, I want to encourage ministers or visionaries that may be going through challenges of people distracting them or any other circumstance around them that is distracting you, that you need to keep focus on the one who called you, who is God. Because when God called you, he called you for a purpose. And he's the one who is going to see you through in this particular ministry that he has called you. He will never call you this far only just to leave you. He's going to run through the way with you. And that is the reason why when we speak about focusing to the one onto the one who's called you, is walking step by step with him, being in line with his word, and being able to hear his voice and therefore obey his voice. And that's the way that you're going to be successful as a visionary in a ministry. So you must focus on the one who called you, who is God, and stop focusing on any other thing around you that might disturb or distract you. And that's very key. The second point that we would love to address right now is you need to possess a teachable spirit, because this is very important. Remember, when you're going to run a ministry, there are people that have been in the ministry for longer than you. There are people that actually have known the running of the ministry even before you. And this is a reason why some people would know much more about the ministry than you. And you need to acknowledge that fact, that there are people that know better. There are people that have learned better about the ministry, maybe from their own experiences. And some of them have learned through studies or so. And this is very important, that you then adopt what we call teachable spirit, because you're going to need to make an intentional decision of learning from others, those who have been in the ropes for quite a long time, those who know how to run a ministry, those who have got experience in the ministry. Learn from them. But I want to emphasize that sometimes it's not learning from only those that have been in the ministry for long. There are those that are knowledgeable about ministry, even though they may not be in the ministry for a very long time. And also I want to emphasize as well that the young, the old, all the people be ready to learn from, and don't actually segregate people because of age, or start thinking that others don't have experience that you need. Because God may send you people that you may undermine, but yet these are the people that God want to teach you through. So therefore, teachable spirit is very important. And sometimes to learn, you're not learning only out from people, you learn out of experiences as well. And therefore, when you've got a teachable spirit, you'll be able to learn along the way and learn and be taught along the way, because you're ready to learn and you're ready to be and to be taught. So your teachable spirit is very key if you want to see a success in the ministry. I want to also emphasize that you need to focus on your own vision and avoid copying others. And I must really say that it is very important for us to understand that there may be administration of ministry that you might need to learn from others. And I want to emphasize the fact that there's a difference from learning from others and copying others how they do things. Because remember that your calling may be different. Your calling may be not the same like the minister next door. So therefore, you cannot copy exactly what other people are doing and think that you'll replicate it in your own ministry and think that it will work at all times. There are some situations whereby you may copy something from somebody because this is a good habit or it's a good thing that they are doing, and replicate it in your own ministry. Because remember, you cannot start a new thing if there's something already existing. And that's very important. And reinventing wheels always delay a ministry. But on the other side, there's a difference between what we call copying others. Because when we talk about copying others, it's whereby you do everything that these particular individuals are doing. And for that reason, you may find that everything that you do, or some of the things that you do, may not be in line with your own ministry, and therefore may not be appropriate either. So this is very important, that you choose the things that you want to replicate in your ministry from a minister next door or a ministry next door, but it's not all the things that you can copy. And because immediately you start copying things from other people, you become a copycat. You become somebody who is not genuine or rather authentic, because it's very important that you become authentic in your own ministry, because ministries just cannot be the same, because the callings are not the same as well. So focus in your own vision. Make sure that you don't copy other people unnecessarily. You don't become a copycat, rather. So please learn from others, as we have said earlier, and be teachable as it continues. But make sure that you focus in your own ministry. There's also something that I want to implement and emphasize into you, because I think that will actually help you as well. And this is what we call avoiding competition. Because there are times when somebody dwells on competition. And now when you dwell on competition, you start to run into a system of wanting quick growth. You want instant growth, and because you're competing with others, you want to see yourself ahead of them. But when you are not competing, you will actually be patient for what we call steady growth. You will actually walk every step of the way with your ministry and not rush yourself in becoming big even before you are. Because when you do so, you are competing with others. You're trying to show off as if you want to beat others in this race. But remember, you've been called yourself by God for the sake that your ministry will take its course. It will actually take its time to reach a certain level that God would love you to reach. So therefore, don't compete, because when you compete, you're actually limiting yourself. And sometimes also when you compete with people, you start to do things that are burdening you. And that is why we have seen people that are competing sometimes get into debt, because they want to impress, they want to become better than others, and they want to be seen to be greater than others. Now, because of that, then you implicate yourself with debts, you implicate yourself with complications of some sort that would actually, in turn, make you regret of what you've been competing for. And that's very important. Please walk the steady growth of your ministry, and walk the path, and be patient with yourself, and never compete at all with other people, because that may not help you. Have an experienced mentor, which is very important. And I cannot emphasize this enough, that when you are new in a ministry, There are people that have been in the ministry for a while. There are people that knows the ropes. There are people that knows how to run a ministry. So you cannot reinvent the wheel when you've got a capable mentor. A mentor is somebody who knows the way, somebody who have been there before, somebody who can actually guide you and lead you. And I want to emphasize that there are things that you don't need to face and encounter when you've got somebody who has actually gone through that and conquered that. Because your mentor would have conquered some of the challenges, so therefore would be able to advise you and teach you as well how to actually handle the ministry. At the end of the day, you will be successful because you have been somebody who's advising you. A mentor could be your advisor, a mentor could be a supporter, somebody who would be able actually to support you all the way and direct you as well on how to handle things that you may find it difficult to handle. There are problems that may need solutions, but those problems, because your mentor has experienced them before, the solution will be much more quicker. So don't delay yourself by denying yourself of having a mentor. So that's the reason why I want to emphasize that is very important, that one, when you're running a ministry, you actually adopt what we call a capable mentor who will actually help you in the ropes of running the ministry. And most of the people will tell you, those that have got mentors, that their ministries are successful because they get frequent or consistent advices and directions from their mentors, and they help them how to run the ministry better. And I want to emphasize that because it's very key that you have a mentor as a minister, because when you've got a mentor, as I say, you will gain a lot rather than losing. Develop, of course, ability to work with others, what we call a team spirit. Now, when we speak about ability to work with others, we speak about people that will be within your vicinity, people that are within your community, maybe their fellow ministers that are running their own ministries. Please collaborate with them and partner with them. And also we go further to speak about your own team of leadership. Work with them in a team spirit. Be able to collaborate with them and make sure that things happen because you're working with others well. I want to emphasize also that you have your own members. You have people that have come to become part of this vision. So it is very crucial, therefore, that you are somebody who's having a team spirit, ability to work with others. Because without ability, therefore, there's this unity that disorganizes the direction of the ministry. And as a result, we have seen that visionaries that are not able to work as a team with others have actually failed to succeed in their ministries. And when you look at it, it's because they are not able to work as a team with others. So I want to emphasize that team spirit is very key as a leader. It's very key to you as a visionary, because that will help you and facilitate your ministry to grow actually very quick and become successful as well. Very, very important. Give attention to developing young leaders or leadership skills of others as well. So therefore, you yourself must develop it to a level where you start developing people, where you start mentoring people, where you start actually developing people with skills. Hone their skills. Make sure that they are able to implement those skills. And when you do so, you're actually formulating a strong partnership with your own people that you have actually developed, because then you can develop leadership in them. You develop people that are capable in them. Because without training the people and leading them and guiding them, you are therefore going to fail, because you're not going to have people that are strong enough to help you run the ministry. Remember, a ministry is not something that you can run alone. You basically need people that will support you, but you need to train them in the ministry because they need to understand the vision itself. So therefore, training others, giving attention to developing people's leadership, very, very important. But I must also emphasize that it's not only training others and developing them, but train yourself as well. Make sure that your own leadership skills are honed, are actually also developed. You therefore attend seminars, attend courses as well, learn your leadership skills. Because being a visionary doesn't automatically translate in you being a good leader. So therefore, leadership skills are quite important. Therefore, we want to emphasize. And Church Governance Solutions, what we do is we are able actually to assist you with leadership training yourself, leadership training for your team as well, so that we develop you into a very, very formidable force that will be able to run the ministry. Your own leadership skills are quite important. So please feel free to give a call to us and we will actually assist you with that as well. Very, very key. But I want to emphasize also that you need to give serious attention to development of own character. This I cannot emphasize enough, because without character, therefore everything shall fall apart. And without character, everything shall crumble and fall. So ministries that are led by people without character, they don't last. They actually get destroyed quickly, because character can actually destroy that which you've built in years within a second. And that is the reason why I want to emphasize that it is very important that as a leader, as a visionary, character should be a priority in your life. If I was to prioritize, I would say character number one above everything else that I've said. And this is very, very important that we emphasize that, because character is very important. Be obsessed with purity of the word of God, so that you don't actually teach something that is actually tainted by wrong teachings or deception. So whatever you teach, so please be conscious that you emphasize the purity of the word. Let the word of God be taught as it is, and so that you can not deviate and start teaching error. Because when you teach error, you're crumbling the ministry and destroying it immediately. And please be careful of that as well. And avoid abusing resources of your own vision, and make sure that you take care of them. Whether it's money, whether it's equipment, whether it's building, don't abuse that, because it's very important that you formulate actually a structure or a center where your ministries ran from. And of course, you definitely need to build. Finances are necessary for that, so don't abuse finances either. And I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane. Thank you very much for listening to us. I hope you've learned quite a bit out of this. We will deal with another topic tomorrow. Please join us as we deal with another topic. And also visit our social networks. Make sure that our YouTube channel is, you see that, click the notification button, subscribe. Make sure that you are part of our platform, Church Governance Solutions, and that is going to help you as we keep on teaching about these topics. May the good Lord bless you. Allow me to say cheers for now.